So tonight we're going to come into Animal Kingdom. It's kind of a late evening. Matter of fact, we're not even coming into the park until after 7:30. We've only got about half an hour before the sun sets. It's going to get dark, and we're going to head over, eventually over to Pandora. We have a very specific mission tonight. We're going to do something we've never done before. We've actually done it before, but never intentional. So this is going to be a different video for us tonight. So this is something that not everyone will know. Of course, there are people who are very familiar with the Animal Kingdom history. Of course, the park is 21 years old. When the park first opened, the canal you're looking at was actually an attraction. It was a boat ride that went all the way around Discovery Island. It was made to be one of the main attractions for the park when it first opened. It had some problems with the boats, had some problems with loading, and eventually after a few years it was discontinued. I think they tried to revamp it a little bit. But at one time or another, this was actually one of the attractions here at Animal Kingdom, was a boat ride all the way around Discovery Island. You can tell when we've made it to the new planet of Pandora, you can hear the wildlife go crazy. The lights have suddenly changed. You can hear from the wildlife here on Pandora, stay on the path. Do not go off into the wilderness on your own. You never know what's going to be out there in the Valley Morar. Being here in Pandora at sunset, you can start to see the vegetation become alive, the wildlife get louder, and you can start to see things come aglow. May not be as easily seen now since it's not quite completely dark. You can see the ground lights up. It does have a glowing effect, and it does respond to light. So tonight, we're gonna wait for it to get a little darker, and then we're gonna play around with the ground. Now we're expecting to be a little more creative tonight. So before we get started, we're actually going to come into Wind Traders retail store here and see if we can get some ideas. Get some Navi juices flowing, so to speak. Idea of what we can do. Some of the wildlife from Pandora. It looks so cute and cuddly in this form. The mountain banshee. The natives call it the Ikran. So the one piece Navi pajamas, do you have these in extra large?
The biggest we have is up to 24.
None for me? There's none in my size? Oh, that's a shame. I don't think I could fit in this just right. Maybe last year. No.
You want to spend your money on it?
Lots of bioluminescent apparel. It's the glow-in-the-dark coffee mug for those who like to eat or drink their coffee in complete darkness.
Glow-in-the-dark and temperature sensitive. Like glow-in-the-dark and temperature sensitive. Put anything hot or cold in it.
Help me put it back. Come here.
Now, I believe the official term for this creature here on Pandora is a wood sprite. Ironically, this rendition of the wood sprite is actually made out of wood. But I think we have some intentions of trying to do something with this tonight. And what we're gonna do. It's a good idea to kind of get an idea of how it's composed and what it looks like. I know it's not the popular thing, but this Rice Krispie treat, I've seen Alien. I would not want to leave this in my house. I would eat it before I took it home. Dreams of it popping open at the top in the middle of the night.
Eat it before it eats you.
That's right. Eat it before it eats you. All right, so here's the deal. From now on, unfortunately, I don't have that great a quality of camera. I wish I had a little bit better. But we're gonna venture in now that it's dark here in Pandora. We're gonna go out into the wilderness where it's dark. And we're going to play around and have a little bit of fun with the bioluminescent ground. We've done this before in the past, basically using the flashes and our lights off of our phones. But tonight we came with something a little bit more prepared, a little bit more industrial strength. So it's gonna get real dark. I know. Hopefully you guys will be able to see some of the things we're dealing with here. But we're going back into some of the paths, sort of out of the way. We don't want to create a distraction from anyone else enjoying their trip to Pandora. But we're gonna go into some of these areas that we saw before and see what we can do with the ground. So you guys might not be able to see very much with what we've got going on now. It's just barely glowing. And we're going to see if we can make it glow a little bit better for you with this camera using some of the lights we brought here. You guys seen any difference? So you can see in the middle, this is where we've shined a little bit of our light, and now it's a little bit more definitive. Do this in some of the other areas as well. Like I said, we've done this before in the past with some of the lights off of our phone screens. They weren't as bright. It took a lot longer to get an effect. We're hoping this is going to go a lot quicker and actually shine a little bit brighter, maybe a little bit longer.
Are you sure? Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Pretty cool.
This area over here is the one that I did probably about, this is about a minute ago. This is about 2 minutes ago. So you can see it does start to fade.
Yep.
It doesn't maintain the the bioluminescence that long. That does make a huge difference.
Keep it pointed down. So we're finding that slow works best and is actually faster in the long run.
I guess the more light you give it, the more it will take in.
Of course, Owen prefers to go back and forth. Owen prefers to go back and forth rapidly. This is so cool, guys.
Huh? And the areas that I did at the very beginning are still there.
Yep, as Chris mentioned, you can still see the spots you did. They are dimming out, but they haven't dimmed out yet.
I'm gonna do it fast and kind of see how they compare.
Chris is trying out fast now. You can see where he shines his light. It luminesces. Totally
This
cool.
is a completely different way of graphic design right here.
Owen's working over here as well.
We found out how to make them glow brighter. What? By shining the light out.
Usually we do where it goes.
It's cool.
Oh, wow. Makes it brighter.
Yeah, because it's a blue light. It's really cool.
We purposely picked an out of the way corner for this experiment so that we weren't right in the middle of things. But it does tend to get a bit of attention nonetheless.
Turn it off. Turn it off.
I don't know how. Look at the smiley face. Hey, Mommy, look, come over here before it goes out. Look, it's a smiley face.
You did, yeah.
Does it look like a wood sprite?
It does.
I made a smiley face.
Cool. Someone came over and did the same thing we were doing while you were doing that.
Yeah.
I made that. He came over and used this phone flashlight. I guess it must be couches are popular. Oh, arms. Okay. You turn down that. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna do a biggie.
Are we branching out now?
Yeah, I'm branching out. Are you branching out?
Do another wood sprite.
What do you think?
That's definitely a hidden Mickey right there. We have a banshee here.
That's a terrible banshee. A banshee looks like a sick penguin.
Dude, where are your main banshees?
See if I can rise to the challenge. You got to write quickly though, because it does fade.
I think I'm already fading.
All right, so we're gonna shift to a different area where we think the bioluminescent paint's a little bit more more covered on the ground. Right now in the video, it's like they're not doing a video; it's just a black screen. You can definitely see the traces of the light.
think I may have banshee. It doesn't look much like a banshee. That's not really. Nah. It's kind of hard to travel in this Sprite.
It's not like it's a full pallet. You got to work the ground you got, right? So here's the thing. It's not exactly like we're making any masterpieces on the ground. But the fun thing is it does have a glow-in-the-dark paint and bioluminescent qualities. So it's kind of fun to take advantage of it, provide a little extra light. And as long as you're not in the direct path and causing a disturbance, you can have a little bit more fun with the ground and make certain areas shine a little bit more than they were before. Something else we share with you tonight, right in the center of Pandora here is this tree figure. It's almost connected in many different ways. This is the middle of the area. It's got several support features that go off to the side, and we have discovered that these things obviously like to react to guests on the planet. All right, so it's kind of dark here, so I'm going to actually show them a little bit of a light. I'm trying to be too bright. But we've had someone who shared something with us. We've never seen this. We didn't know anything about this, but this structure up here, a mushroom tree, so to speak, there is a little hole here. And you put your hand in the hole and the tree reacts. So I'm going to take my light down, and as she puts her hand near the sensor, look what happens. How cool is that?
Yeah.
And there's several areas all connected to the same structure that have the same type of reaction. So this structure in the middle we were just referring to, you see it all culminates and stops all together in the top. This is a whole nother base of this tree. And again, there's this one little area that if I were to reach into, I don't know if you guys can see the lights flashing as it responds to my touch of the tree. That is reacting to me touching the tree. How cool is that? All these reactions are coming from guests walking up and interacting with the trees. Alright, Susan's touching the tree and see how it responds. Again, this is all in reaction. Reactive responses to the guests interacting with the tree trunks. The tree likes you. The tree says, thank you, it tickles.
Something. Saying something.
Now, if you never noticed on some of the trails in Pandora, there are actual animal footprints on the ground. Owen's going to make them a little bit more visible to the guests that come around. They can see the footprints. Help out.
sure what this is from, but whatever it was, it's big.
I think it was like the 6th of thing. I don't remember what it was called.
This is one of the creatures. This is one of the blue creatures on the Navi River journey that turns to and goes, "Woo?" Yeah, that was that one.
That's what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah, you only know like 2 names.
can't
What does
remember
it do again?
I can't remember. The little blue guy who looks at you in the Navi River journey, he goes, "Woo?" Yeah, that guy.
That guy.
You have to listen very carefully because it's very soft. It's kind of, just very, very, very soft.
Ah, there we go. That's half a tree right there. I think this is a tree. I've never seen trees before today, so I can't really tell that. So, this is a tree. Hey, Mom, is this a tree?
More like a happy Mickey.
I think we need to come up with a new term for what we call this. Groundbreaking artistry. Ground artist. All right, guys, a little bit of a different video tonight, but we wanted to take the opportunity to come in, play around in Pandora a little bit with the bioluminescent ground. And in doing so, we actually found some new stuff. We've been coming to Pandora for 2 years now. It's been 2 years that this land's open, and we just now discovered some of the new features. Hope you guys enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Let us know if there's something odd or weird or cool you think we should try out. I would love to hear you give us some comments or some suggestions in the comments. Leave them down below and let us know what you'd like us to try to do here at Walt Disney World that you've never thought of, or maybe your family would enjoy doing if just never had an opportunity to do so. Thanks guys so much for watching. If you haven't already done so, please consider giving a subscribe button hit.
Hit that button.
And be a part of our ear-to-ear community here on YouTube, Instagram, or on Facebook. Hopefully we will continue to bring you news of Disney things here at Disney World, Disney cruises, and just some of the fun things we do while we're here at the parks. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great night, and as always,
We'll see you in the parks.
see you guys later.
Take out the bowl on this second one.